No, it's gonna be a trap. Who is it? It's Frieren! Dude, no way! This is the reason why one of the through line and constant theme of this dungeon exploration and the entire show with Himmel the hero's philosophy is do not always get overly focused and caught up with the destination. Focus on the journey. Because it's the journey that matters. It's the process. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated psychotherapist. In today's video, episode 23, the second part of the Mage Tournament, you can expect to learn about cognitive resilience, strategic intelligence, survival psychology, and much, much more. Today's sponsored tier highlight is Assassination Zero. I appreciate your support, and shout out to the best patron family. Let's get this started. So that's the proctor for the second part? Zero pass rate. That's what I remember. Interesting. That's foreshadowing for not easy at all. So within the last, 40 seconds, I already have a few thoughts. So first thing, I appreciate the proctor's ability to address and naming, definition right here, naming something to externalize something by easing the audience's psychology and discomfort. In this case, she was addressing explicitly about the rumors and how she is infamous for having zero pass rate by externalizing since the get-go. That's very psychologically smart of her because she was able to quickly address some of the discomfort for the test takers. Second thing, based on the tempo of the show, the setup is usually like this. If they say one thing, it's usually the opposite. So the fact that she said, no need to worry, it's gonna be easy, for any first class mage, this should be an easy task. No cap. That literally probably means that it's going to be extremely difficult. So I'm excited to see the challenges that lie ahead of all the test takers, including Frieren and Fern. Last thing I would say is I like how the proctor said in the last episode that she's a pacifist. Pacifism literally means no violence in all aspects. So I'm very, very curious, and I can't even conceptualize what sort of challenges she's going to create for the test takers without inducing any violence. Or was she lying? And she's not a pacifist at all. We shall see. Ruins of the King's Tomb. Oh, interesting. I foresee a lot of traps. Just quick pause for a quick prediction. If you look at historically in a lot of the archaeological evidence of like Chinese dynasties where they will bury kings, or even like Egyptian, right? A lot of ancient cultures will bury their kings in so-called King's Tomb with a lot of traps. A is to deter future thieves from going to the labyrinth or the King's Tombs to take away the jewelries and other items. Since a lot of kings are buried with a lot of crown jewels and so on. So just from the historical parallels alone, I foresee a lot of traps in this test. So I guess we'll see, huh? Oh, she says it. She's a pacifist. This is going to be a lot of puzzle solving, I think. A lot of puzzles. Who is this One Punch Man looking dude? Pinnacle of magehood. I like that. Oh, I goosebumps. Touché. Touché. Pinnacle of magehood. King's treasure? What? She's going with them. Interesting. Whoa. Does she use his hair magic? What's going on? She would be a great hairstylist. I'll definitely go to her salon if she opens a hair salon.
試作段階だが安全性は十分だ。使用者は不合格となるが、負傷などで試験継続不可能と判断したら迷わず使うんだ。
It's a fail switch.
有望な人材が死ぬのは許容できん。それと明日の夜明けには自動で瓶が割れるように。
There's the limitations of time.
第二次試験の期限となる。それでは試験開始だ。
Just a quick summary of my live commentary. I know it's sometimes my live commentary distracting, but guys, this show is so good, I get very excited. A couple of things. This King's Tomb will comprise of many puzzle-like difficulties, but then like she said, she's a pacifist. I forgot the proctor's name already, forgive me. So there is a fail-safe. This golem will probably enlarge and take them out if they need help. But also it's a double layer because it's the time limitation. If the bottle shatters, then the golem will manifest. That means you have failed the test. And the proctor will actually accompany the test takers together. So I think this is going to be an extremely interesting episode where I wonder, does the sheer OPness of mana or magic spells is going to assist? Or is this more of a puzzle solving strategy match? And I think based on what she's saying, I think this is a strategic test-taking obstacles. I think strategy is more important than the sheer mana capacity, so to speak. Whereas in the first part of the first mage tournament, it was all of the above. But at the end of the day, to take someone's steel bird, you have to be able to overpower the other person, unless you're Dunkin' Donuts and you're able to be a man and fist fight until the end. So I'm very excited to see this puzzle like a second part of the tournament. Very peaceful so far. Again, with the setup, foreshadowing a lot of conflict and I'm sure extreme difficulties that's to come. I see Ubel is still with lands. A lot of audience ship them. Interesting. Unified Dynasty. Okay, see what I said earlier. Dunkin' Donuts is already strategizing. Oh, he's so smart. And I know Dunkin' in German means thinking. Makes sense. He's a very, very critical thinker. Who is this dude? Oh, he's gonna be that sacrificial pawn. He's gonna be outed. Oh, so they could go in whenever they want within the time limit. Interesting. So it's like solving a puzzle. You don't have to go first. It's more about problem solving, thinking beforehand. Big fan of Warble as well. Dunkin' Donuts, the wise. What would you guys do? Would you be more on the camp of Dunkin' Donuts and trying to strategize as a group? Because more brains, more solutions, more pathways to solving the problem. Or would you do every man for himself or every woman for themselves? Because again, Duncan's critical thinking and his ability to be sharp under pressure has been established and proven in the last few episodes. And the only other person can match his intelligence and his strategic nature is Frieren. No surprise there. So which route would you take? Would you let go of this otherism and work as one, as Duncan wished? Or would you do what most people are doing, every person for themselves? I probably will work together, honestly. It doesn't have to be zero sum if it's solving a puzzle. Oh, interesting. Oh, she could detect Frieren's ability? But Frieren has her mana presence suppressed. Or is that just the plot armor that's obvious to other people? Another quick pause. Do you guys think that Frieren has an air quote unfair advantage compared to other test takers? Two reasons. She's the oldest by miles. She's very, very, very old compared to everyone else. So by that logic, it means that she most likely has more knowledge about different dungeons type, different explorations, different adventures, more so than other people. She's lived longer, so she's been on more adventures, and she most likely might have uncovered more dungeons. So does that give Frieren an unfair advantage? Or does that create some sort of internal distortions and biases against Frieren? Because pattern recognition, definition right here, can be helpful in this world. Like heuristics, definition right here. Heuristics just means the techniques we create in our minds for shortcuts cognitively because information overload. So I think having previous experiences might be of assistance because the more patterns you've experienced, the faster pattern recognitions can be utilized, which is usually what problem solving or board games or solving a problem or puzzle requires. But conversely, having too many previous experiences could also create a negative, disadvantageous biases. But just because you've solved X, Y, and Z puzzles before does not necessarily mean that's how you're going to solve this puzzle. So what do you guys think? Does Frieren have an unfair advantage or not? Curious to hear your thoughts. Oh, that's cool. I like the map magic.
そこの床罠だから気をつけて
How does she know? Wow.
相変わらずダンジョンに詳しいですね
This is what I said. She knows a lot about dungeons.
分かったんだけれどもね
A lot of experience.
ヒンメルがダンジョン好きだったから
Of course, Frieren finds a way to squeeze in Himo the hero whenever she can. I love it.
好きってどういうことですか言葉通りのっ
Dungeons and Dragons? Was she a D&D lover?
てさ
わけがわからないよね。
It does make sense. Immediate flashback makes sense.
の階層に続く階段だな。
そうか。こっちのルートは
He knew right away.
戻るぞ。
そうですね。
そうですね。
なぜだ。俺たちの目的は最深部にいる魔物だ。
Nah, the joy is in solving.
ブンダーアイゼン。ダンジョンは一つの階層をすべて踏破してから
Called it.
次に進むもの。
Called it. It's the exploration. It's the journey that counts, not the destination.
バカみたいだって思っているだろう。楽しんで人助けができるのなら、それが一番
Oh,
じゃないか。
いつまでもこうはいかないよ
Himo the Jesus is back.
ダンジョンも増えてくる
そうだそうだ。
What a real hero. Oh, goosebumps.
それに分かれ道の先にあるのは珍しい魔導書かもしれないしな。
Nice.
何やってるの早く戻るよ
Insensitive. She's like, oh, Grimoire? Spells? So Himo says something really, really deep, as he usually does, because he embodies this very humble yet profound wisdom. That's why I call him Himo the Jesus. So what Himo was saying, what he didn't say, but implied psychologically and also philosophically, is urgency versus meaning. I think we live in this era, in this world, where we want to optimize everything, make everything more efficient, maximize every minute, every hour. AI, robotics, routines, biohacking, and so on. At the same time, optimization had its place. I used to be a self-optimization junkie for a long time into my 30s, but now I've sort of let off the gas a little bit and I want to seek meaning. And of course, there can be meaning within urgency. But sometimes if you're chased by the invisible dragon of urgency, we miss out on the meaning. And that's what Himo is saying. Yes, urgency might be important. Yes, being optimal, being effective with everything we do has its place in this world. But what about the meaning making? What about enjoyment? What about seeking enjoyment while doing something that's productive? I think that's the productive meaning. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys find yourself being anxious, being depressed because you have all these important things that's arbitrarily imposed by yourself? Of course, we have to pay the bills. Of course, we have to go to school, get a job, and so on. There are, of course, necessities in this world we must abide by. At the same time, how much of this urgency is arbitrary? How much of this urgency and anxiety is self-inflicted? Can we find a middle ground? Be urgent with things that's important and we must do, while also giving ourselves some grace. Have some fun with it. And this is another beautiful callback to what Himo told in the long time ago in another dungeon scene where Aizen is like, is this okay? Where Frieren was using the shave off magic and Haitsu the bishop was loving the shaved ice cream, right? And Himmel's like, why not? I want to have fun in fighting the Demon King because we might never come back. So this is a beautiful callback. And I guess even since that scene, because he looked like they were in some sort of underground dungeon, it calls back to Himmel, the hero. Yes, he loves dungeons and dragons, pun intended. But more importantly, he loves creating meaningful and beautiful memories and having fun with those that he cares about. Beautiful. Laween and Kane are still outside.
カンネ行こうぜ
Kane. I know my pronunciation is criminal, as some viewers suggested.
結局残ったのは5人か。
Dunkin' Donuts always stays behind and he's observing. He's very methodical, as I talked about in previous episodes. Who are those random two new mages?
デンケン、みんながあんたほど割り切れるわけじゃない。
True.
第一次試験の最後にあんたも言っていただろう。気に食わなかったんだろうさ。より賢い連中が残った。そう思えばいい。少なくともこの中に
Yeah, I mean, Frieren is really smart.
にかかって足を引っ張るバカはいない。
It's also true.
それでいいだろう、デンケン。
It's a great cognitive reframe. Definition right here. Reframing perspective and find meaning and positives in that perspective. Cognitive reframe. Oh, first chest.
この魔力
Is it a trap of some sort of a chest monster?
フリーレン様ミークハイトの判別結果は見ましたよねミミックですフェルンその魔法の精度は90
99% accurate, like condoms or hand sanitizer. 99% accuracy.
破った偉大な魔法使いたちがいたからこそ
Wow,
歴史的な発見があった
deep.
んだ
Frieren is acting more and more like Himmel the hero or Himmel the Jesus.
やっぱりそうだこの中身は貴重な
Oh, nice. She knew that just by touching it?
魔としての経験がそう告
No,
げ
it's
て
gonna be a trap. Oh, that 1% chance. I'm dead. Oh, Frieren the troll. Frieren the clown. Frieren the circus. How many nicknames can we give Frieren just from this scene?
ついていく人たち間違えたかな
Let's see what Dunkin' Donuts is up to with this party. Oh, they're already at some sort of an entrance?
中心の床は踏むなよ。天井が落ちてくるぞ。
How are they detecting this? Are all this from like feints of mana particles?
人が楽しみ
Oh, dead person's Mars.
えげ
Sheesh.
つないな。骨も
Jeez, complete crush. Wow. They're like shattering to dust. Oh, here comes the first monster barrier and trap. Gagorias. Oh. Stone monsters? Or statue monsters? Oh. Female Bruce Lee's back. Oh, Dunkin' Donuts with that. Oh. Oh. Nice. Oh, what is that? Oh. Wow. Whoa, it's her magic type. Who is she also? Oh, Bruce Lee. Oh. Dang. Oh, she's the first one to get eliminated. Oh no, it's a child. She has to use that bottle. Dude, sick fight scenes, dude. This is amazing. This animation is nuts.
デンケン、一人閉じ込められた。
Wow.
分かっている。
壁の向こうだ。
Use the bottle.
下がっている。
Oh. Duncan's gonna save her? Dang. Oh. It's immune.
ダメか。
Wow.
やむをえん。瓶を割れ。
Break your bottle. Yeah, use the fail stage. Wow. Oh, that's sick. Wow, the proctor is a pacifist. Respect. Dang. Oh, nice butt cheeks. Gollum has butt cheeks. I'm dead.
少しの油断が命取りになるな。
Wow. True.
これが霊落の応募か。
Is Frieren still in the chest? Dude. Wow. How long has this been?
ねえフェルン、ちょっといいかな。一旦引っ張るのやめよう。
Oh, so funny.
こういう時はね、逆に押し込むんだよ。
Oh, push
ミ
in?
ックがおえってなって噛むのやめるから。
Interesting. It's very counterintuitive.
か何かなんですか。
Wow.
助かった。まったく。一人の時はどう
Fern, the caregiver, is back.
攻撃魔法で内側から爆破していた。
Wow. Okay, implosion.
チリチリになっちゃうから嫌なんだよね。ただいま。
That's true. No matter who you are, you have to take care of your appearances and hair, especially for females.
そういうことだったんですね。なんで？じゃあ気を取り直して攻略を進めるよ。
So before we continue, just a quick pause for today's sponsor. So my favorite part of the show is the masterful subtlety of the writing and how seamlessly all the musical pieces, shout out to Evan Call, are woven into each character's development and emotional storytelling. Just like the product sponsor of today's video, Raycon Everyday Earbuds, a pair of active noise cancelling earbuds with 32-hour battery life to improve our everyday experience, where you can binge watch and listen to the best shows without the need to pause and recharge. Whether we are jamming to our favorite song or watching the best anime analysis channel, Raycon Everyday Earbuds creates an immersive auditory experience. And the best part, it's seamless. So as I will show you guys, it's a seamless fit. And one of the most hassle thing about new earbuds is it takes forever to connect to Bluetooth and find syncing. But now, the moment I put it on, it already found its match and is now synced. So it's extremely seamless. And you can shake and it stays in. So it's perfect for sports, just stationary experiences, or anything in between. With their masterpiece show like Frieren, with Raycon Everyday Earbuds E26, we can go beyond an ordinary audio journey, pun intended, not to mention the variety of custom designs cover cases, like my personal favorite, Galaxy. Did I mention Raycon also has this 10-minute fast charge feature that yields 90 minutes of battery life? That is nuts. So what are we waiting for? Click the link in the descriptions or go to buyraycon.com/Benoit for 15% off of everyday earbuds. Again, buyraycon.com/Benoit for 15% off of everyday earbuds for Raycon. And now, let's continue. Let's see if we'll see some action.
動き出す前に倒すよ。このメダル、いろんな場所で見かけますね。
Or are these medals to like clues to puzzle pieces? Oh, it's collectible items. Interesting. Can you make money from dungeon explorations by selling the historical pieces you find in these dungeons? Second one.
思ったよりも
Proctor's like, bro, why did I follow them? This is like a group of kids.
構造的にもう最深部は近いはずだし。
Another quick pause while the Proctor is coming down the ladder. What we're seeing is Frieren embodying the philosophy of Himmel the hero. She's not rushing to the bottom. The priority of becoming first class mage by passing the second round exam is not actually a priority for Frieren. It's a priority for everyone else, but for her, the priority is finding meaningfulness and having fun. And I think continuing the legacy of Himmel's love and fervor for dungeon explorations. That's why she's probably not taking the most optimal routes. She's probably trying to get to the bottom of each dungeon level before going down to the lower level. And the Proctor is like, I thought she's going to be very optimal and very powerful. What is she doing? Are we on this school picnic adventure? What is going on? But as we, the viewers, know, the Frieren is simply fulfilling the ongoing legacy of Himmel and creating fun and amazing, cherishable memories with Fern. Beautiful to see. But I'm sure very confusing for the Proctor.
次の現実を見つけたら一旦休憩にしようか。
But it's also very safe compared to Duncan's group.
いいもの手に入ったね。
Damn, there's so
ガラ
many
クタに
things.
しか見えませんが。
How's she carrying all those?
わからんな。ですよね。あんなもので喜べだなんて。大ずりしてる。
Yeah, I do wonder why she's fond of these collectibles.
だよ、フェルン。
Hmm?
その若さで君ほど優秀な魔法を使い
Prodigy. Fern's a very famous prodigy, as we've seen.
修練を積んだはずだ。なのに君からは情熱も執念も感じない。
Hmm.
不思議な子だ。
Very good observation.
私はとある人に恩を返すために。
Hector the Bishop, R.I.P.
それは当時の
amazing
私の人
flashback.
生の目標で、その先があるだなんて考えもしませんでした。
Hmm.
情熱も執念も使い果たしてしまったのでしょ
Interesting.
う。ならなぜ君は魔法の探求を続けているんだ。
Good question.
フリーレン様、楽しそうでしょ。そうだな。
Frieren is the embodiment of eternal youth, forever youth.
フリーレン様はガラクタみ
Magic junk.
そうに笑っていました。つられて笑ってしまったんです。きっと私はそんなフリーレン様の姿が好きだから一緒に魔法を追い求めているんだと思います。そろそろ先に進みましょう。
That's a wholesome and very honest dialogue. Aw, the proctor smiled. So I said interesting because there's some deep concepts embedded in that dialogue. So I want to quickly talk about the concepts called identity foreclosure. Definition right here. Identity foreclosure is a concept popularized by Adam Grant. He's an organizational psychologist, the youngest tenured professor at University of Pennsylvania, Wharton, which is the #1 MBA schools in the world. In his book, Think Again, he talks about a lot of younger people who are very driven, very ambitious, very air quote optimal with their path. They knew exactly what they wanted to do since the get-go. They wasted no time, they worked hard, they were hyper diligent, similar to Fern. But the concept of identity foreclosure became known because these so-called individuals who formulated and confirmed their identities early on. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be X, Y, and Z. After about 10 and 15 years of following these high achievers, of course, their journeys, researchers and scientists realized that they lost their motivation and ambition and purpose. They confirmed and identified with their air quote North Star, purpose in their lives too early on. What was the cost? They didn't really get to explore and have fun. They didn't get to experience failure. Like Himmel, the hero's philosophy. Yes, we can go straight to the bottom and defeat the dungeon and the monster. Or we can have fun with it. We can take our time and explore, take some detours, but with detours comes experiences. Yes, you can go straight to the bottom, but what did we miss out on for the sake of air quote obtainment and pursuit of goals? This is the same phenomena happen for identity foreclosure. Identity foreclosure means just like a real estate housing foreclosure, right? When you can't afford to pay your houses and so on, they face foreclosure. That means the bank will take them back. So similarly, identity foreclosure means these individuals of high achievers, their identity faced a foreclosure because they were formulated too early on. They didn't get to explore enough, and they no longer identify or resonate or fulfilled and driven by their identities. In other colloquially, you can also say they were burnt out and jaded. That's what Fern is demonstrating right here. She was so driven, hyper ambitious. She worked through the rain, literally in episode 2. She did finally become a proper mage, then became apprentice to Frieren, which was a high-level chess piece or chess move by Hector the Bishop back in the days. But because of that, there is this hidden cost, which is exactly what Fern just said with her great self-awareness. Maybe I worked too hard. Maybe I lost all my determination and ambition and focus and direction because I worked so hard in the previous years. That's identity foreclosure. And here's what I'm trying to say. I encourage all of us to not compare ourselves with other people. I'm sure all of us have friends who are doing great careers, prestigious careers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, business owners, entrepreneurs, anything in between. But with this concept of identity foreclosure, we don't know what we don't know. They might be successful, air quote, on the surface, but beneath the tip of an iceberg is an entire iceberg. That's how Titanic sank. So don't compare yourselves with other people. A, it's not very helpful or healthy for our mental health. But B, we don't know that they might be burnt out secretly. They might have great prestige and great talents like Frieren, but they might have lost that drive because they've worked too ambitiously, too diligently, without the need of exploring and having fun in the process. This is the reason why one of the through line and constant theme of this dungeon exploration and the entire show with Himmel the hero's philosophy is do not always get overly focused and caught up with the destination. Focus on the journey. Because it's the journey that matters. It's the process. I hope that helps.
たちについてきて正解だったようだ。きっと君たちならこの過酷なダンジョン。
Oh, yeah. Frieren is enjoying. So dark. What's behind the doors? Oh, what is that? Oh, Warbles party? Okay. Is everyone at different levels? Wow, not a single party has met each other, huh? So Frieren's group is definitely the slowest because they're enjoying the journey, not the destination.
されたわ。魔力を消した魔法使いが3人。奇襲よ。
Wow, I literally said no mage encounters. Here we go.
エールにかけられた魔法はソルガニールだ。
分かっている。
That's Ubel. Because Ubel is the only one that knows that Werbel's magic, right?
霊落の応募が難攻不落だったわけだぜ。
Wait,
まさかこんなものがいるだなんてね。
what? It's mimic. Oh, it's copy magic. They have to face against themselves? Interesting. This is the strategic intelligence I'm talking about. Ooh. Wow, so everyone's fighting themselves. So interesting. Wow. Can these mimic magics work together also? Interesting. That's what the diamond was for, huh? It's mimicsy. Nice. One down. The fake female Bruce Lee's down. Replica magic.
魔族か魔物の仕業だろう。
Interesting.
だがこれほど完
See, Duncan is already strategizing and thinking. Very true to his name.
璧と同等だった。
Identical. Wow, perfect mimicsy.
記憶さえも利用している可能性がある。
Wow.
あまりいい気分じゃないね。
救いがあるとすれば、一目見て偽物だとわかるところだな。
Well,
少
duh.
なくとも同士討ちの危険性はない。
That's true.
仮にこの
That's
魔
true.
法の使い手が複数の複製体を同時に操れるとしたら、
They're all thinking because their leader is a thinker.
どちらにせよ徒党を組んでいて正解だったな。
That's true. So it looks like these replicas can't work together. Only the real humans can. Oh, that's a thick ass door. Wow. Whoa, is this the bottom? Oh, who's floating? Is that the final boss? Is it the boss
あれも
fight?
対処できるのか。
Is that Frieren? Or myself is Frieren. Who is it? It's Frieren! Dude, no way! Oh my gosh, it replicates the strongest mage. Dude!
And
I did not expect that at all. I mean, logically, if whatever monster or dungeon is using this replica spell, then of course, in theory, it replicate the most powerful test taker or dungeon explorer, which is without a shadow of doubt, by a long mile, Frieren, the Slayer. So I'm guessing Duncan's group and anyone else is going to face Frieren the Slayer at her full throttle in terms of this realm of replicacy. And that's why Duncan said, one thing's for sure. If this was not a test, I would 100% shatter the bottle. Because he's experienced her OPness. Remember, guys, Frieren was able to break the barrier established by Siri. That's how OP she is. It's Frieren the Green Mage. So Duncan is right. If this were real life and death, they'll 100% tap out with a white flag. I will do the same. Last thing I'll say to close out analysis for this episode, which was amazing, is like I said in the introduction, survival psychology and strategic intelligence. There are many different metrics to measure one's intelligence, but of course, multi-intelligent definition right here. Multi-intelligence means there are different areas of intelligence. Verbal intelligence, in terms of information processing intelligence, in terms of learning through audio, there's many different facets of intelligence. But in terms of life and death, combat, and in this case, puzzle and dungeon solving is strategic intelligence. Duncan's group was able to immediately delegate each roles by taking on the weak link based on their advantages of their magic and their strength based on the opponent's weakness. Warble did the same thing. Because Warble is probably the only mage within test takers who actually led the mage corps to fight against the demons. So he's also extremely survival oriented. So Duncan is that, but so is Warble. That's why I think we saw these two groups and their highlights towards the end of this episode. So that's strategic intelligence. And the last thing is survival psychology. Survival psychology states that out of survival needs, we need to shift and be adaptive with our psychological traits and psychological perspective. So what that means is we don't always know what the danger or the task or the challenge is. Like the way the episode ended, Duncan's and his group were shocked by the final air quote boss. I don't know if that's the final boss, but they're facing against the replica of Frieren the Slayer. So they're able to think out of survival. And survival psychology necessitates being calm under pressure. Because if you're being overly emotionally driven, like fear, which is the primary emotion for humans, you cannot think straight. Your cognitive processing compromises out of fear and emotions. There's too many things on our minds. Everyone does this. And the way the episode ended perfectly demonstrated what a very adequate and effective survival psychology looks like. Calm under pressure, delegate their roles to face the challenge together as a team. Beautiful demonstration. Anyway, smash that thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed to catch my next video. And as always, I really appreciate you tuning in and staying with us for this week's video. And as always, until next time, peace.